Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in this video I would be covering the said topics in the last video. So let's start with it. So the first topic of the day is oxidation. Now what oxidation is? Oxidation is very simple. Oxidation is just the gain of oxygen. Now I will give you one example under it. So listen to it very carefully. Now in this case you can see we have copper. Now copper when reacts with oxygen makes copper oxide. Now in this case copper just has gained oxygen to form copper oxide. So this type of reaction will be oxidation reaction. Now in this case you can see that we have copper oxide plus H2 gives us copper and H2O. Now in this case H2O has gained H2O, therefore it will be a type of oxidation reaction. Now the next thing we need to learn is reduction now. So reduction is basically the loss of oxygen, like reduction of oxygen. So in this case you can see that copper oxide has been converted into copper, has been reduced to copper only. That means there is a loss of oxygen. So this is known as reduction. Now the other name for oxidation and reduction reaction is redox. RE stands for reduction, RED stands for reduction, OX stands for oxidation. Now reduction plus oxidation make redox reaction, in which one reactant gets oxidized and other gets reduced. So in this example you can see that copper oxide has been reduced to copper, that means this is reduction. Now H2O has been oxidized to form H2O, so this is oxidation. So copper oxide has been reduced to copper, therefore there is a loss of oxygen, so this will be considered as reduction. Now when there is gain of oxygen, it is oxidation. Now I will tell you one cheat code for same. So it is oil rig. That means oxidation is loss of hydrogen. Now reduction is gain of hydrogen. Remember, it is gain of hydrogen. I am not talking about oxygen. I am talking about hydrogen, or we can say electrons. So oxidation is loss of hydrogen and reduction is gain of hydrogen. So now in this case, Earth must remember that oxidation is gain of oxygen and reduction is the loss of oxygen, and vice versa for the case of hydrogen. So now moving on, we have topic corrosion. So corrosion we know is when metal is attacked by moisture, water, vapor, it gets converted into another form. So that type is known as corrosion. So here we have taken two examples of it. So in iron, it forms reddish brown coating and forms Fe2O3 as discussed earlier. So this forms reddish brown coating that on Fe2O3, that is ferric oxide, and there is a black coating on silver. So remember these two important points, that Fe changed to reddish brown color, Fe, and silver that is Ag gets converted, has black coating if gets corroded. Now the next is how rusting can be prevented. So there are various methods to prevent rusting of iron. It could be either painting the iron, or it could be oiling the surface of metal, it could be galvanization. So these are the methods which we can use to prevent the rusting. Now the next is rancidity. Rancidity is very simple, like suppose we have kept food outside or at room temperature, and when we make food it has fats and oils in it, and when fats and oil gets oxidized they become rancid. Rancid means like a waste type. like their smell changes, their taste changes, so they are of no use now. So what happens is, when fats, like we know that food is made up of fats and oils, like we use oils purposely to make it better. So oils, if come in contact with oxygen, they will get oxidized, and when they get oxidized means gain of oxygen, as discussed earlier. So gain of oxygen, then they will form a rancid substance. That's rancid means their smell and taste changes. So there is one example under rancidity, and there is a question based on it as well. So example is, N2 is added to packet of chips to prevent oxidation of fats and oil. So now the question is, why N2 is added to the packet of chips? So that to prevent those chips to come in contact with oxygen. If they will have a direct contact with oxygen, they will get oxidized and their smell and taste changes. So this is known as rancidity. When fats and oils are oxidized, they become rancid and their smell and taste changes. So that's all for this chapter. I hope you liked the video, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching this video.